Welcome to our few moments together on the Parsha. This Shabbos we have the privilege of reading Parshas Pekudei, which is the final Sedra in Chumash Shmos, in which we're going to say Chazak Chazak Linis Chazek. Tonight happens to be the first night of Rosh Chodesh Adar Sheni, and it's a fulfillment of the fact that we say in the Gemara, Mishenichnas Adar Marbin B'Simcha, and tonight we begin once again in the second month of Adar to increase the joy. In the Parsha of Pekudei, it talks about the accounting of all the gold and silver and other objects that were used to make the Mishkan. When talking about the silver, the Pasuk in Perek Lamed Ches Pasuk of Zayin says, "Vayehi ma'as kikara kesef." There were 100 talents of silver that were used latzekes to pour eis adnei hakodesh ve'eis adnei haparoches, to pour the sockets for the Mishkan and the sockets for the curtain that hung between the Kodesh and Kodesh Kodashim. Ma'as adanim, there were 100 sockets, lima'as hakikar, for 100 talents, kikar la'oden, 1 talent for each of the sockets. Now, there were 100 sockets. How come there were 100 sockets? So Rashi explains, in the Mishkan itself were 48 boards. There were 20 boards on the north, 20 boards on the south, and 8 boards on the west. Gave you a total of 48 boards. Each board on the bottom had 2 sockets. So 48 boards times 2 silver sockets meant 96 sockets. There were 4 boards, not full boards, half boards, that held up the paroches, the curtain that separated between the Kodesh and Kodesh Kodashim, and each one of those boards took only 1 socket. 96 plus 4, 100 sockets. So there were 100 sockets, Meya Adanim, for the Mishkan itself. And these 100 Adanim, these were the things that were the foundation of the Mishkan. The Chidushei Horim so beautifully points out that there were 100 sockets holding up the Mishkan, and each Jew is required to say 100 brachos a day. And just like the Adonim were the foundation of the Mishkan, so are the 100 brachos the foundation of a Jew's relationship and connection with Hashem and with all other Jews. It's as if you're building the sockets of 100 brachos for the inner Mishkan that dwells within each of us. Now it's interesting to note that in Siman Hey in the Shulchan Aruch, when it talks about the saying of a bracha, it says that one must have the proper kavana when saying a bracha, especially when saying Hashem's name. And how do you pronounce Hashem's name? We do not pronounce Hashem's name the way it's written, Yud Kei Vav Kei. We pronounce it Aleph, Dalid, and then a Nun, and then a Yud, which is the same as the source of the Adonim. Adon. Hashem is the Adon. He is the Adon of all the world. And each time we say a bracha, we're laying another silver foundation for the Adanim in the Mishkan that's inside our neshama. We are building the Mishkan with the 100 Adanim, with the 100 names of Hashem that we say in a bracha every time we give thanks. It's amazing how when a person appreciates something and they give thanks for something and they say that thank you 100 times each day, it builds a tremendous sense of gratitude and happiness in a person. Of course, Mishenichnas Adar Marbin B'Simcha. We're speaking about the Adanim, and we're thinking about saying Adon, Baruch Atah Ado, and ending off with the Nun Yud. We're saying 100 sockets every single day, which leads us to a sense of happiness and brings about that we have the ability to be happy. Because after all, the 100 Adonim are the sockets of the Mishkan that was built by Moshe Rabbeinu, and the 100 names of Hashem are the sockets that build our Mishkan. And therefore, in Siman Hey, when it says you have to have Kavana, it's especially so when you say Hashem's name. A bracha should be said carefully and completely, with all the words clear, to demonstrate our acceptance and our joy in the gifts that we're given, so that we build that Mishkan inside our heart. Isn't it beautiful? In Parshas Pekudei, when we have Chazak and we have Mishenichnas Adar Marben B'Simcha, the Chidushi Harim gives us an insight into the building of our own personal Mishkan with Hashem's name 100 times each day. Have a wonderful Shabbos and a wonderful Mishenichnas Adar Marbin B'Simcha.